Oh, hi there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cardwell's Cauldrons here at Geektopia Island. I'm Cardwell, and today we are going to revisit the Dwarf deck, the Dwarf Legion of Legion's Realms at War. Today with Quartzheart, we are going with the NWO, Wolf Pack in the house, oh, right? Because we're bringing all the peaks and all the wolves and all the frostbite down. With Quartzheart, we already know what he does, right? He looks at the top 5, rearrange it, draw a card, done. Special ability, or a magic attack, bounce it, dude. Super good to someone's head. And of course, he bonks someone on the head for 4 damage. Kind of okay. Now, of course, we still have the Veil of Gelid, and then turns in the Frost Realm where you bounce 2 basically permanents on the field, any of the cards to their respective hands. That's yours and your opponent's. Awesome. But, of course, we have to use the synergy of Mount Fingar, the Frozen Peak. Has a cooldown of 6, target up to 2 cards in the field, return target cards to the respective owner's deck or hand, and then you manifest up to 2 Frost Wolves, and of course their special ability is Frostbite. And what this does is when this warrior battles another warrior, the opposing warrior loses half their attack power rounded down to your side. So that means that 3 goes to 1, and you just can kill a 3-drop, which is insane. And most of these where you can actually pump up your wolves makes it even better. Of course, we have to have the Guardian of the Raylene Gatekeeper, the Fingar's Peak. It helps balance out all the cards that require it. The mulligan part is really good. They lose a card hand. We're never going to do the consume on this ever, because we're going to use all the consume for our other cards. And of course, the first one that we're going to be using is They Come From the Cold. It is a older one that's not from Frontiers, but still very good and very useful. Consume 15. You have to have the peak manifested with 3 wolves. Done. That's all you want to do is just bring out all the wolves and just take everyone down and have an unstoppable force. With that, the first card for Frontiers Unified is a Windernmere Island. It's kind of hard to look like an R. But anyways, it's an act. Once the first active, you target 1 Dwarf Warrior in the discard pile, revive a target warrior to the side of the field. Awesome. Static bestow +2 to all Dwarf Warriors with Frostbite. So there you go. All your wolves are bigger, and you keep on swinging. And once per turn, you can send 1 Dwarf Warrior you control to the discard pile, and if you do, manifest up to 2 Wolves Dwarf Warrior tokens side of the field. So you're going to go ahead and just constantly do this no matter what. Just once per turn, take a dude out that you don't care about, make wolves swing in more, and take your opponent's field out of the way. And the next card, of course, Tundra of the Tempest. It's a fortified act, so only can play it with a peak. That's why we have it. Your dwarf synergy cooldown becomes 3, which is amazing. That's what most of all these locations do. It makes it very powerful. But once per turn, you can send 3 cards from the top of your deck, discard pile, target up to X warriors on the field, where X is the amount of dwarf cards you send from the deck in the discard pile by the effect. It's just dwarf cards, so it happens. Then if you do, return the target warriors to a respective owner's hand. So once per turn, you can literally just keep the board free. Insanely strong. Now, we have another fortified, which is Into the Frozen Deep. It is an act. When this card is first activated, send the top 3 cards of the deck in the discard pile. Once per turn, you can target 1 warrior in the field. The target warrior cannot declare an attack this turn. Once per turn, you can target 1 warrior of the opponent's side of the dwarf field and 1 dwarf warrior on your side of the field. Then if you do, send the targeted cards to the discard pile. It's not a destroy, it's not a get rid of eradicate effect or anything. It just swiftly moves both of them underneath the deep. And this way, when you're making tokens left and right and you're going to make your other dwarfs useless, it's just best to clear the board and go on for an attack. So it is a 1-star, but I feel like this is actually a pretty strong card for the deck. Now, the other cards that we will mention a little bit take a lot of consume. And how are we going to replenish that? Well, of course, by the Geektopia Island reveal card that we did. It's Overflow Majik. As a unified, reset all alchemy points of all guardians back to the starting AP number. Then if you do, all guardian consume abilities cannot be used this turn. You're not going to use that anyway, so it doesn't matter to you. So you just do this, activate it, and then just start blasting off more wolves as well. Now, for the other cards, we are just going to run down the warriors because they're not really important. The first one has Frostbite, cool. The other ones just help you supplement the dwarf package, as always. So, we have a Frozen Adventurer, Splunkendorf, Stroga-Frost Blastforge Flamekeeper to, of course, get Kindle-Haust Blastforge Flame Sparker. You're going to use this package no matter what deck it is. It's just too powerful. We have, of course, the Storala, the Blastforge Apprentice, and Franz, the Blastforge Geyser Blaster. Just helps have dudes if you can't make any wolves. But with the Unifieds, they will also bring out more wolves and such as there. Hyperborean Hunt, Welcoming of Wintertide, the Essence of Secrets to help out, I think is actually pretty strong other than the other essences. It may look not, but I feel like it will be. Ancient Frozen Frontier. Now, of course, with the Fortifieds, we're just rounding out our classic package of control, which dwarves love to do, which is Redoka's Prayer Gauntlet, very powerful. Arcane's Blessing, Blistering Ice Fields, Frozen Fortitude, the Phidian Effect, of course, because why not bounce 4 things on the field? Because that's powerful, right? Shattered on the Frozen Anvil is probably my favorite Frozen Dwarf Quad that they have. Just gets rid of all the dudes that are swinging and you draw cards. You just cannot beat that. And of course, the Twilight Gardens, because if you're playing control, you want this in the deck and you want to be able to say no to something really important and take all the damage. With that is the deck. The deck list will be down below to catch all those together in one little neat package, and we'll go ahead and stream it on Tuesday nights for our good old Geektopia Brawl. With that, hopefully you enjoyed your stay here at Geektopia Island, and you have a good day. Goodbye.
Make sure you subscribe to our channel, guys, and hit that like, and then also click that bell so you get all the updates and notifications on our channel, and then send us any comments down below so we make sure we get them.
And just to remind you that we are actually streaming on Twitch now, where we do all our deck brawls and also video game content. And also remind you that we do have a Patreon, and we like to go ahead and thank the Mythic and Above Patreons. So thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
We love you.
Boom.